Hello dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are fine and alive and kicking. Actually, I cannot conduct your manual class in the campus, so that's why I'm going to teach you the topic of remedial English, that is your usage of simple past through this Zoom app. Now, let's have a look on the usage of past simple tense. Now, from this pic, we should come to know that the past simple tense is basically used with the regular action and the habitual form. Likewise, uh, right now I'm teaching you the remedial English. Now, after completing your 1 year of your masters, definitely you will be sent towards, you will be shifted towards the second year. And in your final year, in your second year, when a person, a teacher who asks you that, Sir Zishan taught you how many years? Tika. So definitely you would say that the Sir Zishan taught us for 1 year. So definitely you would say, means it shows a past simple tense, but in a in your habit form, or you can say in a habitual form. That I used to teach you this subject, remedial English, in 2020. But when you will be shifted towards 2021, then definitely you would say that as Zishan used to teach us in 2020. So that becomes what? That becomes a past simple tense in a habitual form. Clear? Now we have got the different uses of past simple tense. The first one, we can use past simple tense with a series of completed action in the past. Likewise, now we have got a different series of tenses. In a one example, that I visited my grandmother. Now that becomes the first sentence in the past tense, and stayed for 1 or 2 hours. Now that becomes the second sentence. Now it shows what? It shows a series of action in the past tense. Clear? I visited my grandmother and stayed for 1 to 2 hours. That becomes the series of action. Now, accept this example. You can give, and I can give you another example as well. That my brother woke up. Now that becomes the first sentence. Washed my face. Second sentence. Got dressed. Third sentence. And the last, at the least, left on. That becomes the fourth sentence. Now, actually, these are the series of the sentences in a past simple tense. So that's why we use past simple tense in a series. And even though, now accept these examples, you can give your own examples. And even though I can give you your examples as well, that whenever you are in a campus, uh, if a teacher who asks you that how many classes you've attended, Tika, so you would say that in the beginning, Sir, Ma'am Ruzwana conducted our class. Later on, Sir Zishan took our class. After Falan time, Falan Sir Aftab Jarwar came and he took our class, or he conducted our class. So these are the sentences which I spoke. These are the series of your actions. These are the completed series actions of the past simple tense. So that's why we use past simple tense in a series or in order of completed action. Now the second one, that is your past simple tense is used with the completed action. Now examples are given below, that he went to Paris for two, or you can say he went to Paris 2 days ago. Means now he's no more in the Paris. He might be in London, he might be in America. So he went to Paris for 2 days. Means within the 2 days, he remained in the Paris for the 2 days. Now the action is completed, means he lived in Paris for 2 days. Now after 2 days, he's no more in the Paris. He might be in London, he might be in Pakistan, he might be wheresoever, wherever he is, or he lives, or he right now he's living. So that's why we use the past simple tense when there is a completed action. Now, even though I can give you another example, that I usually ask you, Baba, did you complete your assignment? You would say, yes, of course, sir. We completed your assignment yesterday, or in Falam week, or whatever, in Falam month. Tika. So you definitely, you would definitely say that I have completed my action in the past. And you would say, sir, I completed your assignment in Falam week. So that becomes the completed action. Means you completed, you wrote your assignment. You wrote your assignment in Falam. week. So that becomes the completed action, the past time. Now the third one, that is your past simple tense is also used with a single period with the time expression. Yes, of course. Now the time expression plays a vital role in terms of your past simple tense. Now examples are given over here. My father talked on the phone for the 5 minutes. Yes, of course. Now within the 5 minutes, he completed his talk, means he shared his ideas, his emotions, his feeling towards the fellow person who is on the phone. He spoke for the 5 minutes. Means 5 minutes. Now what is it? What does this 5 minutes mean? Now it shows the time expression. That's why my father talked on the phone for the 5 minutes only. Means within the 5 minutes, after you can say that after the 5 minutes, there is no any kind of further discussion. There is no any kind of a further talk on the phone. So that's why it shows a 5 minutes, or it shows a time expression. Clear? Yes. Last at the least, we use present past tense with the habit form. Especially, we usually use adverb of frequency with the past, but in a habit form. Now, examples are given. I always did my homework on the time when I was a student. Now, if you see, now this always, now what is always actually, this is the adverb of frequency. Mashallah, you might have learned the different kinds of or the different types of your adverb. Now this always is basically the adverb of frequency, and adverb of frequency is used in the habitual past. Here, and even though you can give your own example that I always did my job in Phalang Institute. Now, what is it? I always means it shows a you can say that usually means it shows a action. It shows an action in always form, but in a habit form. Clear? So that becomes what? That becomes the past simple tense in a habit form. Are you no? There is no need to give the adverb of frequency. You can give without giving always, often, certainly. Well, these are the you can say the adverbs. Now, without adverbs, you can give the example of past simple tense in a habit form that I did my homework usually, or without usually. So that becomes what? That becomes the past simple tense in habit form. Means you usually at the daily basis, routinely, you did your homework in the past time, not in a present form, but in a past form. Now, accept this example. I can give you an example that if I just ask you that what did you do in intermediate college? You would say that I studied the Phala subject in intermediate degree or intermediate class. So means in intermediate class, now you are in masters, but if we just talk about the past in a habit form, then you would say that I studied the Phala subjects, chemistry, physics, and biology or whatever. Tika. So that becomes what? Means in a habitual form in the past, in the habit of past tense, we usually at the daily basis we do some work. Clear? So this is all about today's lecture. Is there any question? You can leave your comments after watching this PPT video. For now, Allah, thank you.